Do you often feel low and unmotivated? Are you finding it hard to enjoy the things you once loved? It's easy to dismiss these feelings as mere laziness or a temporary slump, but they could be signs of something more serious. Depression. Depression is not just a fleeting mood or a sign of weakness. It's a real and serious mental health condition that affects how you think, feel, and handle daily activities. It's not just about feeling blue or unmotivated occasionally. It's about feeling down and losing interest in things consistently for at least 2 weeks. Depression can make you feel hopeless, helpless, and without energy, making even the simplest tasks seem insurmountable. It can impact your self-esteem, leaving you feeling worthless and guilty. It can affect your ability to make decisions, leaving you feeling overwhelmed and stuck. In today's video, we're going to uncover the 5 signs of depression, helping you to understand if what you're experiencing is more than just a case of the blues. The first sign of depression is a persistent low mood or sadness. Imagine this. It's not just about having a bad day or feeling down because your favorite team lost. It's a heaviness that settles in your chest, a constant cloud that looms over your head. It's like being underwater where everything is muffled and the world seems dull and distant. This is what continuous low mood or sadness can feel like when it's a symptom of depression. Depression is not simply feeling sad for a day or two. It's a chronic state of low mood that persists for weeks, even months. It's like a fog that you can't seem to shake off, no matter how hard you try. It's waking up every morning with a sinking feeling, a sense of dread that you can't quite put your finger on. This kind of sadness can seep into every aspect of your life. It can make it hard to enjoy the things you once loved, from your favorite foods to your favorite hobbies. It can make even the simplest tasks feel like a monumental effort. It can make it difficult to connect with others, to feel joy or excitement. It's not about being pessimistic or negative. It's a deep-seated sadness that you can't just snap out of. It's important to remember that this continuous low mood or sadness is not your fault. It's not a sign of weakness or a character flaw. It's a symptom of a real medical condition that can be treated. So, if you've been feeling this way for more than a couple of weeks, it's crucial to reach out to a healthcare provider or a trusted person in your life. You're not alone in this. There are resources and people out there who can help you navigate these feelings and find a path towards healing. Remember, it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to admit that you're not okay. If you've been feeling persistently sad or low for more than a couple of weeks, it might be time to seek help. The second sign of depression is having low self-esteem. Now, we've all had those moments where we feel a bit down on ourselves. Maybe you didn't do as well on a test as you'd have liked, or perhaps you said something you regret in the heat of a moment. It's normal to feel a bit guilty or even worthless in these circumstances. But here's the thing. These feelings usually pass. You dust yourself off, learn from the experience, and move on. However, for those suffering from depression, these feelings of worthlessness or guilt can become a constant companion. It's like being stuck in a never-ending loop of self-criticism, where every mistake, every perceived failure is magnified 1,000 times over. It's as if you're seeing yourself through a distorted lens, one that only focuses on the negatives and completely ignores the positives. This persistent low self-esteem can seep into every aspect of a person's life. It can affect your relationships, as you may begin to believe that you're not good enough for your friends or loved ones. It can impact your work or studies, as you may start doubting your abilities or feeling like an imposter. It can even affect your physical health, as constant stress and worry can lead to a host of problems like headaches, stomach issues, and sleep disturbances. But here's an important thing to remember. These feelings of worthlessness and guilt, they're not a reflection of reality. They're a symptom of depression, a sign that your brain is struggling with a serious mental health condition. So if you find yourself feeling worthless or guilty on a regular basis, if these feelings are causing significant distress or interfering with your daily life, it's important to reach out to a mental health professional. There is help available, and you don't have to go through this alone. Remember, everyone has moments of self-doubt, but if these feelings persist, it might be a sign of something more serious. The third sign of depression is having no motivation or interest in things. It's as if the world suddenly loses its color, and everything around you becomes a monotonous shade of gray. The things that once brought you joy or a sense of purpose now seem like burdens, and you find yourself retreating more and more from them. Depression has a way of making even the most vibrant of passions fade into obscurity. It's not just about being unmotivated or uninterested. It's about feeling a profound emptiness where your enthusiasm once resided. You might have been a passionate painter, an avid reader, or a social butterfly, but now these activities seem more like chores rather than sources of joy. The music you loved may now sound like noise. The books that used to transport you to other worlds may now gather dust on your shelves. The social gatherings you once looked forward to may now feel like exhausting marathons. You may find yourself asking, "What's the point?" more often than not. This lack of motivation or interest isn't a reflection of who you are as a person, or a sign of laziness. It's a symptom of depression, a sign that your mental health may be in need of attention. Depression can make it difficult to keep up with daily tasks, too. Mundane activities like cooking, cleaning, or even getting out of bed can feel like climbing a mountain. You might find yourself neglecting your responsibilities not out of negligence, but because the energy and motivation just aren't there. Depression can be a silent battle, and this lack of motivation or interest can be one of its most isolating aspects. It can make you feel detached, not just from the things you love, but also from the people around you. But remember, it's okay to feel this way. It's okay to not have the energy or the interest. It's okay to take a step back and focus on your mental health, because in the end, your well-being matters the most. If you're finding it hard to muster enthusiasm for things you once loved, it might be more than just a slump. The fourth sign of depression is feeling hopeless and helpless. It's a feeling that wraps around you like a fog, clouding your vision and making everything seem distant, unreachable. It's a sensation that feels as if you're trapped in a well with walls too steep to climb, stuck in a situation where there's no way out, no solution to the problems you're facing. Imagine a student who's always excelled in school, suddenly finding it impossible to concentrate on her studies. She feels as if she's in a deep pit and there's no ladder to climb out. Or think about a parent who's always been the pillar of strength for their family, suddenly feeling overwhelmed by the simplest tasks. It's like they're stuck in a stormy sea and they can't see the shore. These feelings of hopelessness and helplessness can be all-consuming. They can make it difficult to get out of bed in the morning, to engage with others, or even to enjoy the things that once brought joy. It's as if a dark cloud is constantly hanging over you, casting a shadow on everything you do. But it's important to remember that these feelings are not your fault. They're not a sign of weakness or a lack of willpower. They're symptoms of a medical condition that needs treatment, just like any other illness. Feeling consistently hopeless or helpless is not a normal part of life's ups and downs, and it could signal depression. The fifth and final sign of depression we're discussing today is depleted energy levels and difficulty making decisions. Depression isn't just about emotions. Physical symptoms can be just as prevalent and just as debilitating. An individual battling depression might constantly feel tired, even after a full night's sleep. This isn't your regular kind of tiredness that can be fixed with a caffeine boost or a power nap. It's a pervasive fatigue that seeps into every corner of your life, making even simple tasks feel like monumental challenges. Alongside this energy depletion, decision-making can become an obstacle course. The simplest choices can seem overwhelming. It's not just about picking a restaurant for dinner or choosing a movie to watch. It's the daily decisions, like what to wear, when to eat, or even whether to get out of bed, that can feel like insurmountable tasks. This isn't about being indecisive or procrastinating. It's a symptom of a much deeper issue that can be incredibly frustrating and isolating. Depression can feel like you're walking through a thick fog, where every step takes monumental effort and every choice seems impossible to make. It's a serious condition that goes beyond feeling a bit down or lazy. It's not something to be taken lightly or overlooked. If you're noticing these symptoms in your life, it's important to seek help. To recap, the 5 signs of depression we've discussed today are continuous low mood or sadness, low self-esteem, lack of motivation or interest, feelings of hopelessness and helplessness, and a depletion of energy paired with difficulty making decisions. These symptoms can be overwhelming, and they're far more than just laziness. It's important to recognize that depression is a serious mental health condition that requires attention and treatment, not a character flaw or a sign of weakness. These signs can vary from person to person, and they can affect your daily life to varying degrees. But remember, you're not alone in this. Millions of people around the world are battling depression every day. It's okay to ask for help, and it's okay to take care of your mental health. Remember, there's no shame in seeking help. If you're experiencing these signs, reach out to a mental health professional. You're not alone, and help is available.